All right, welcome everybody. Welcome to another exciting episode of War Commanders Unshackled, breaking the door down for updates. This is our weekly Wednesday update notes episode. We're going to discuss what happened today, a little bit of event prep, because we're going to start our new event tomorrow. And we will have a live event show then, so I'm hoping to have possibly some of these panelists, if not some other panelists, come join us tomorrow when the event starts. But first and foremost, let me introduce the lovely panel of cohorts here to help me with today's episode. I've got the wonderful Don Diger. I've got God Scope. I've got Rambo, the real Slim Shady, and the wonderful Lady Warrior. So welcome, gentlemen. If you'd like to give your, and lady, would you like to give your hellos?
Hi, everybody.
Yo, Adrian.
Cut me, Nick. Cut me.
Oh, God. Really, Rambo? Really? Really? Here we go.
This is the serious thing is every time I see him, I don't think of the movie Rambo. I actually think of Green Jelly's Three Little Pigs song, and then the very tail end when they have the claymation Rambo come out and kill the wolf. That's just what. Yeah, I always go to the most obscure thing possible. I never stick with the obvious. I'm fucked up that way.
Sound like your brain's wired backwards.
Yeah, backwards to front, frontwards to back, and side to side.
Yeah, well, I shall make no comment.
All right.
Anyway, let's get this show on the road.
Yeah, let's. What do you want to do first? Do you want to just start straight off the bat with the update notes and topics, or do you want to spitball?
Might as well do the update notes since it's going to take you all of about 25 seconds to read them.
Yeah, it's not exactly the most. It's not the most luxurious update note setup. So we'll just keep an eye on the old boob tube up there and see whether or not I'm sharing. God, you love the time delay. Man, that's freaky. I hate that.
Oh, wrong one.
I'm on. I know. Never-ending, the never-ending cycle of 1,000 infinite little screens drives me.
I know.
Wacky. So, CM Bernie was gracious enough to wait till the last fucking minute today, and and drop our event post. So let me see if I can see bigger. Big enough for me to see and for you to read along with. So we have Operation to Hell begins tomorrow, February 22nd at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's Kickside time. And it'll end the 28th of this month at 10 a.m. their time again.
Road to Hell.
Yeah, Road to Hell. Whoopty-whoopty-doopty. I do like the fact that they took a previous picture and just slapped text over top of it with.
Yeah, that's great artwork. Looks like some crap I would do since I don't know how to do stuff.
The only critique I have is it shouldn't be volcanic eruption. It should have been like purple lava.
I agree.
Because it should be like the thorium thing.
Yeah.
But that's a good thing because, attention commanders, our intelligence reports that Kruger Veracraft forces are after advanced technology that resides deep underneath the sector. We must ally with the other factions to put a stop to this madness. Operation Road to Hell contains 4 tracks. So they're sort of back to that ABC tier thing. So 4 tracks: Main, Survivor, Sentinel, and Corpus, and earn the standard versions of Max, Poly, and Burnside. These are not the one-use units. These are going to be the actual hero units. It says not to worry, like we said before, the single-use version of each hero will not be removed. So a caveat that I want to throw to that is when you've unlocked these and you've earned them in the mission, those that play the event, make sure when, after the mission's done, when you're going to use the units, you pay very close attention to the outline of the image of the unit that you're clicking on to deploy. Remember that our single-use units have the red outline around the image, where the standard hero units do not. So it would be very bad for you to accidentally deploy a single-use and lose it permanently, unless you really don't give a shit anymore, when you intend to deploy an actual Poly or an actual Max or Burnside, because you only have a limited number of those single uses. So that's just a little helpful reminder. Not that it's not going to happen. I guarantee I'm going to end up fucking deploying Burnside or one of the single uses and be like, damn it, now I'm down to 16. No.
That's all right. I'm down to 9. I've been using them in the polys in the 150 bases.
I've
Yeah.
never used them. I don't agree with the use of them whatsoever. I think that units should be trashed.
I know. I can agree with that. I mean, I don't like the idea of a single-use unit. I really disagreed with the sale that they just came up with. I disagree whenever they offer a one-time only throwaway object for gold. Although the techs remain. So you can play devil's advocate and say you're really getting it for the tech, and they're throwing those 15 units in alongside of it. But I just don't like the fact that they lead off. They should have led off with the tech and then put the. This is just me being an asshole. But they should have led off with the tech at the top and then had the little characters of you get a free dog or a free, whatever at the bottom. But that's just me. So they have the animations of the 3 units, the actual hero max, which is no different than the single-use max, and the poly that's no different than the single-use poly animations. Same freaking thing. It's just not going to disappear when you deploy it. And the repair time on it, I'm hoping, would stay in line with the repair time on the single uses when you have not deployed them and they're killed in, say, PvP defense platoon outside your base. I'm hoping that the repair times match. I would hate to see these have some ridiculously astronomical repair time compared to their single-use counterpart. So, you should all know this by now, but Burnside, Faction Sentinel unit, Generation 2, hero unit to the Chaplains. Its attributes are more durable than a standard Chaplain, slightly longer range than a standard Chaplain, has the Heat Aura that continuously damages nearby enemies, receives the Burning Devotion talent beginning at level 1. Burning Devotion units will explode on death, damaging nearby units and buildings.
Nice.
When the Burnside from the Sentinel track in Operation Road to Hell or in the event store. So you can either purchase it from the event store or you can win it by completing in the Sentinel's operation track. We'll get to this, and these are things that have to be kept in the back of your mind because we'll get to that a little later. Pauli, Faction Corpus, Generation 2, class hero unit for the Cyclopses. Its attributes, again, more durable than a standard Cyclops, charges 5 seconds rather than the longer duration of a regular Cyclops. Utilizes stealth starting at level 1. Again, Pauli will be earned in the Corpus faction track or the Road to Hell in the event store. Max is going to be our Survivor faction hero unit, Generation 2, hero to the War Dogs. It targets ground. Damage is greater than that of the War Dog and does significantly more damage to buildings and vehicles. It's immune to all disabling effects. So this is something I never really thought about, but I don't know, you're here on the panel and you've got more experience with the max units because I'll be honest, I don't even have one. I sacrificed them when they first came out and I never went and collected any more. Immunities to all disabling effects. Have any of you used them up against that purple fire?
No. I haven't used one max, so I couldn't give you any information on a max at all.
Okay. Godscope or Slim, has any other of you used it in any other capacity?
I have used them. They are very good. He's a really good war dog. So, and you don't have to worry about him getting stunned or shocked or any of that fool business.
Have you ever dealt with the was it Long Bighorn, which is the one that's the goddamn nightmare, which is
I don't know.
Why can't they just call the purple freaking nightmare?
Yeah, the nightmare with
the purple
what is
fire.
it? Billy Goat is what they called him, I think, wasn't it?
Billy Goat.
That's a lame name.
I know,
Anyway.
it's a stupid name.
Yeah, the war horse is the Longhorn, which it should have been named after a horse. So it should have been like the Clydesdale or something stupid. And then the Billy Goat is the... Never mind. Anyway.
You're overthinking this.
Always. Kids, do lots of drugs and alcohol. Kill brain cells. Seriously. It's not good being smart. It just drives you mad. Ask Nikola Tesla.
Okay, so now somebody in the YouTube chat said that they've only used max in the breacher bases, and otherwise they said it seems useless. So I don't know.
I was just wondering, because that statement of immune to all disabling effects, I would wonder if that actually would be a good unit that would not have any burning effect from fire or from that purple fire, lack of a better term. All right, so again, win max from the survivor track or in the operation event store. So here it gets on to the good stuff. The mission details. There are 4 tracks for this operation, each with a series of missions that increase in difficulty as you progress. Each mission reward increasingly powerful rewards should you achieve victory. You can only unlock 1 faction track per playthrough, and once unlocked, the other tracks cannot be played until the subsequent playthrough. There will be a total of 4 initial replay tokens this event. So when we start off, you're going to get 4 unlocks right off the bat, which is good. That's good. I don't know. I'm to be honest, I'm kind of reading along with you out there. I don't know where in the tracks they're going to put the next replay token unlock. Hopefully it's like, not wave 7 or 9. It's probably wave, 5 or 6, something like that typically. So main track, deployable, all units. So it's not faction specific, obviously. You get 12 attack missions, and you're going to have 4 defensive missions. So that's not bad. So 16 missions in the main track. I do like that. It allows for a little bit more graduated curve over like 10 waves or 15 waves. And 1 extra wave counting at 16 isn't that big a deal, but it might feel a little bit better on the early waves. So we go for our missions in the briefing.
Have they said whether or not you can skip the defensive waves?
It doesn't allude to that here at all.
It will probably be similar to the last event where you could.
Yeah, I'm hoping so. Yeah, I'm hoping so. So I don't know. Should I use yours, Slim, or should I just read
this?
Through
This isn't the event.
All right. Yeah, this is mission. Okay, so yeah. So wave 1, I'm going to use wave instead of mission. Wave 1 is going to be our defense wave. You're going to earn 2,500 event XP. You'll get 3 million thorium for completion. Wave 2 will be the first attack wave, 5,000 event XP, and you'll get a random generated unit 1 or generation 1 unit. Third is going to be another attack, 7,500 XP, 2 random units from the generation 1 series. Wave 4 is another attack for 10,000 event XP. It's going to be the faction mission unlock. You're not going to get any great prizes, but you'll get to unlock your first of the faction tiers. Wave 5 is go back to your defense, 15,000 XP, 6 million in thorium. Wave 6 is your attack at 20,000 XP and a brawn cache. So it could be a random object, random tech, whatever. Wave 7 is attack, 25,000 XP and another brawn cache. Where wave 8 is going to be an attack for 30,000 XP and a faction mission to unlock. Wave 9 goes back to the base defense. We'll gain 40,000 XP and 9 million thorium. Wave 10 will be another attack at 50,000 XP with a silver cache. Wave 11 is going to be an attack, 60,000 XP and a silver cache. Wave 12 is the attack, 70,000 XP, and the faction mission 3 unlock. 13th wave, lucky number, is your base defense for 85,000 more XP and 12 million in thorium, which is a good payoff. Not great, but good. 14 is an attack for 100,000 and a gold cache. Wave 15 is an attack for 120,000 XP, a gold cache. And wave 16 is an attack for 150,000 XP and your faction 4 mission unlock. So the 4th wave in the faction tiers. So all that total, that alone gives you 790,000 event XP if done without any boosts or buffs. Okay. Prize details. The bronze cache will be generation 2 unit tech, bronze, silver, or gold. Silver cache, generation 2 unit check, silver or gold. and the gold cache will allot you 2 gold Generation 2 unit techs. Random Gen 1 unit. Now this is the big thing. Random roll of all Generation 1 bundles from the past 3 events. So you guys help me out because this is how I read it. So the bundle 1 will be guaranteeing you to get a random of 2 Acolyte, 1 Purifier, 1 Vindicator, 1 Valiant, or 1 Seeker.
Yes.
Yes.
Bundle 2 gives you a random of either 3 Spartan ZKs, any combination thereof. 3 Spartan ZK, or an Apollo, a Fury, a Hades, or a Phalanx. Yep. Bundle 3, 5 Liberators, or 1 Hammer, or 4 Detonators, 2 Bone Saws, or a Disruptor, something connected.
Yeah, so we'll get one of the 3.
Yeah. So you either get 5 Liberators.
Yeah, or now I noticed last event when I got into like the 3rd bundle, I think I got like 1 hammer and 1 disruptor, so I got more than 1 item, but it wasn't every time.
Yeah, okay. So it's more apt to just give you like the 1 hammer, or like hammer in something, or like all 5. Like if you get all 5 Liberators, you might not see anything else, or you might get a combination thereof.
Exactly. Same thing with like getting 4 Detonators. You might get the 2 Bone Saws with it, but I would highly doubt you would get much of anything else with it.
Okay. Faction tracks. So we're back to this. Survivor, Corpus, and Sentinel. Now these missions only become available when unlocked from the main track. Deployable units. Corpus only. You get 4 attack missions, and the enemy again is Kruger's aircraft forces, yada, yada, yada. Mission 1, or Wave 1 in the faction tier, is an attack for, these are all attacks obviously, for 25,000 XP, and you'll get a random Gen 1 unit. Which Mission 2 will be 50,000 XP and 3 faction training tokens. Mission 3 is 100,000 XP and 1 random Generation 2 unit and a replay token. So they're going to put a replay token in the 3rd faction track.
Like last time.
Yeah, yes. Just like the last time. Yeah.
Which will be the 60 base probably.
Probably.
Good chance.
Yeah.
Which is more apt like an 80 base anyway.
Yeah, no doubt.
Because of kick size numbers and standards. Wave 4 is going to be a 200,000 XP payoff with the Faction Heroic token. And my favorite, the trophy unlock. So that you can turn around and purchase it later.
No, they can kiss my ass on that trophy. I'm not doing it.
I know.
I totally agree with that. There should be no way. If I unlock it, I should get it.
Agreed.
Unlock means you have it. To unlock something means you have the key. You've unlocked it. It's not. It's
you still
not.
have to go buy it.
If I have the key, if I have the keys to my safe, I don't go back to the store and buy another safe.
Right.
You can't even do the 4th track unless you've completed the whole main track. So if you've completed the whole main track and the 4 faction tracks, you should get the trophy. Period.
Agreed. And I mean, going back to exactly what was stated by Kixai, and I do respect it. I mean, 100% wholeheartedly respect. Kixai wanted to make the trophy something of great value. They wanted to be a significant symbol of achievement. Therefore, forcing us to complete the entire event is a significant show of achievement. Forcing us to do that, forcing us to do all of that effort, and then on top of that, costing us 80 or 800,000 event XP, goes from you've made a personal accomplishment to bend over and take it. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be crass, but that's just the way I feel. All right, prize details.
Congratulations, you won $100,000. Just give us $100,000 first, and then you can have it.
Exactly. Now, I mean, I agree. It doesn't let a novice player come into this, or an alt account that's weaker come into this and, just grind the first 6 main missions or whatever, and maybe 2 of the faction tracks, build up the XP, and then buy it. So I can understand that. You're eliminating the grind and purchase idea of it. But at the same time, you're screwing over the people that actually followed the rules and went and had the initiative and even if it took them all 5 days and that's all they got was one full playthrough, a person who did that, who accomplished that, deserves the trophy without the additional burden of the XP. Because that,
I agree.
and especially for that player, because that player that took all 5 days to master it and get through doesn't necessarily have the ability to waste 800,000 XP on a fucking trophy when that would be better suited unlocking Burnside or some other unit.
Sure.
So
what about
there
the
you
people
go.
who work?
Burnside's a bad example. Polly. There you go.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Although Animal set up in the YouTube chat that he hopes the trophy's like a clenched into a fist with the middle finger up, and if it's that, I swear I'm going to buy it. That would be like the coolest trophy ever.
It's not exactly, but we'll get to that. Now I'll pull up the.
Was there a picture of it? Because I hadn't looked for it today.
Yeah, it's down at the bottom. We'll get to that. Now I got my YouTube chat up on my cell phone. Oh Jesus, this is too much technology. My brain's frying. All right, price details. Going to have to work hard this event. No, you're not, Hunter. You're not. Hey, Pascal. Okay, so random Generation 1 unit. Random roll on all Gen 1 bundles from the past 3 events. All right, so bundle 1, 2 Acolytes, 1 Purifier, 1 Vindicator, 1 Valiant, or 1 Seeker. Bundle 2, 3 Spartan ZKs. I have to be stressing ZK as opposed to the regular Spartan. 1 Apollo, 1 Fury, 1 Hades, or 1 Phalanx. Bundle 3 is 5 Liberators, 1 Hammer, 4 Detonators, 2 Bone Saws, or 1 Disruptor. Faction Training Token. Random Gen 1 training token that matches the faction of your current track. So, to stress this, if you are in the faction tier and you're running the Corpus faction track, you will get the Gen 1 token for a Corpus unit. If you are trying to build up tokens for a Sentinel unit, understand you have to fight in that Sentinel class to get those tokens for the units that you want those tokens for upgrading. So keep that in mind when choosing what faction track you're going to attempt, depending on your placement in the event. Day 1, day 2, whatever. All right. Random Gen 2 unit. Random roll of the 3 bundles below: 2 War Dogs or a technical, 1 Cyclops or 1 Drakon, or fuck all, nothing. I don't know what the third thing there was supposed to be, but it's just or. 1 Chaplain or 1 Caretaker. I guess that's just I don't know. If you have bullets, it should be separate sentences to me.
Yeah. He shouldn't have the or with the bullets there.
Yeah,
it kills me. Oh, my OCD for this is kicking in hard.
Faction hero tokens unlock the hero of the corresponding faction. Again, I'm expecting this to relate to if you're in that faction track, that's the heroic token that will be unlocked. Okay? So again, be cognizant of where you are. So now you want me to jump over to yours there, buddy? Since we're in the event store. There's your little picture of the thing. It might be a little bit easier to certainly read. Yeah, because this is pretty gray. So I'm gonna jump over here to this. Boop. Let's see if it comes up on the YouTube. So our very own Slim did this awesome like breakdown of the stuff, which is a lot easier to read. Yeah, definitely. It's a lot brighter and easier to read and see. So beautiful the items are as follows. And David, I think Slim's going after you for your art design. I like his color schemes better.
I'm
just busting David's chops. Nice.
No, leave David alone. He's not had a good day, and we'll just leave it at that.
Yes. So we have the Road to Hell trophies, 800,000 XP. Yay! Unlocked when all faction tracks are completed. Max Survivor token, no price. Corpus Poly token. Burnside Sentinels token. Max to get the hero unit max without getting him from the event, tier wave. It's going to cost you 1.5 million event XP. Pauly and Burnside also 1.5 million event XP each.
Absurd.
Yep.
Well, Yeah, it's basically saying if you are a low level and can't get to the point where you're going to unlock them from the wave, the upper echelon wave, you're gonna basically be grinding just to unlock one. Because, like I said, as it stands, you're gonna, assuming you can do both the main and faction tiers, you get 1.165 million. That's not running any boosts, but completing all waves, faction and, one run through of one faction tier and one full run through of the main tracks, it's 1.165 million. That's not even enough to unlock one of these.
Keeping in mind that a player like that would
have gotten the unlock anyway.
Wouldn't be able to do that far.
Exactly.
Right.
A person that could achieve the 1.165 wouldn't need to buy it in the gear store. The ones that can't get to that amount, they can't complete the whole thing. They're the ones that are going to have to grind in order to purchase it out of the gear store. Which, again, like
1.5 million, really?
That's what it says.
That's it.
Well, kiss my ass, Kixeye.
I could play the field and say 1 million. I can almost. I mean, if you can average out that you get, say, 400,000 XP and then you restart, that's three run-throughs of your limit, and you can get one. And I'd stress, go for Poly. After Poly, go for Max. After Max, and Poly, Burnside. That's just me because I think a tank is far more suitable for use in today's game than a troop. But Max, I would use as a runner on the map. I don't, like most people have agreed today, that it's not really that useful in a lot of aspects. I'm sure he's got use in this. Probably a player out there that could smash my whole base with him, but I can't. I suck. So I can only go by my own personal experience. All right, carrying on. Drone command unit, 400,000. Engine pivots, 400,000 XP. Draining coil, 400,000 XP. Blackout parts, 100,000 XP. Elite blackout parts, 100,000 XP, with a 4 times at a reduction of 380,000 XP. Thank you, Kixeye, for not returning to that bullshit of 1 for 1 and 4 for 4. That was fucking annoying.
Yeah, that was annoying.
And your blackout components are on last chance. New for this event, you have the Caretaker. If you can get them, 280,000 XP. Solid Coil, 70,000. Zone Coil, 70,000. Hornets return, 1.25 million. Yellow Jackets, 1,250,000 also.
Oh.
Now you're going to tell me you're going to play all the way through and start again for a Hornet or a Yellow Jacket.
Wait a minute.
That's
remember the Hornet and Yellow Jacket, it was one cost and you could build as many as you want. Could they be doing the same thing with the Poly, the Burnside, and the Max?
Well, see, that's a good question. I'm glad you brought that up, because as far as I thought, isn't Poly, Burnside, and Max, these units, these Poly, Burnside, and Max, are they not considered the heroes the same as,
Ardra and...
Yes, they are.
So then you only get one.
Yep.
We didn't spend that much for Ardra, though, did we?
Mm-hmm.
Did I spend that much? See, that shows you what I know. I don't remember.
I don't.
Keep in mind, Ardra came out like a year and a half ago, though.
Oh, that's probably why.
So everything's balanced out.
800,000 back then.
Welcome.
Yeah.
A little side note here, by the way.
I've been here for a little while, so
Hi, honey.
Obviously not paying attention to that screen.
Yeah,
little side note here, Kixeye. By the way, it would be nice to know which texts go with which units, and it says nowhere.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah.
Well, that's for us to find out and them to not give a shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you very much, sir. May I have another?
Yeah. Sorry to interrupt the Venom, because when I saw the Hornet and Yellow Jacket cost, that's what made me think maybe that's why those were so expensive. No, we didn't spend 1 million XP for Ardra. She was 800,000. I had just confirmed that.
Yeah, 800 or 900,000, if I remember correctly.
But the events that she came out in, the payouts were much less than what we have now.
The other thing, as far as the tech goes, as far as your tech goes, the Yellow Jacket and the Hornet, they're right underneath the universal rounds, vector armor, carapace armor, GK payload, and universal payloads. Those are the techs for the Yellow Jacket and the Hornet. So, but you got to figure out which one's which.
Yeah.
But when you do open up the event store, you'll see it'll say for the Yellow Jacket, or it'll show the picture of the Yellow Jacket.
Yeah. When we get to that, those, by the way, just mentioned, those are 500,000 each. It's like you said,
Which is what they were. Which is what they were last time, and they're probably going to continue to stay that because these are unlimited builds and unlimited equips, which is fair in all honesty.
Yeah, I will give you that. I will give you that. When you have a tech that can be equipped to unlimited numbers of that unit, the 400,000, 500,000, 600,000 event XP limited at 600,000 is quite all right for techs. As long as they don't revert back to that bullshit of the unlock one tech for every unit that you build, I'm all for it. I don't mind it being a little bit more pricey. I just don't like it when it's. I don't even like it when it's 100,000 event XP and you have to buy 40 of them because you have 40 of that unit. That is annoying because and I'm hoping not to get too fast off topic, but I'm hoping that we see a good set of potential tech in the duplication system in the equip system when they fix in the upcoming release of the tech or out of the center. So I'm looking for that. Looking forward to that.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else, or I'll jump back on?
Nope.
All right, I'll jump back on. All right. So like you said, the GK rounds, universal rounds, GK payloads, universal payloads, directional armor, all that stuff, and shell armor, 500,000 event XP. Liberators are back. Formerly 25,000 XP. They are on sale this event for 12,500,000. Yes. Correct? No, 12,500. 12,500. Remember your fucking placement, Scott. All right, Liberators, a 5-pack, formerly 125,000, is now 50,000 XP. Spartan ZKs are 40,000 event XP each. Spartan ZK 4-packs will be on sale for 128,000 event XP. Acolytes are 65,000 XP. A 4-pack of Acolytes will be 208,000 event XP. War Dogs are on sale for 45,000 XP. Technicals, get them, on sale 62,500 event XP.
Must have.
Absolutely.
Along with phalanx if they're in there.
Yeah, we'll get. No, I don't. Yeah, no. Technicals definitely get. Bone saws, 70,000 XP. If you want to top off and you have nothing else to spend them on, they're okay. I like, you can suicide them if you really need to in certain things. Detonators, 12,500 XP. If you need to top off to match up with, different techs that you may have collected over the days and months and years, those mites, awesome tech. If you don't have enough detonators to equip those mites to all the detonators, you might as well pick up some. It's a good sale. 27,500 is nothing. Yeah. A 5-pack of them, 110,000. Again, not bad to scoop up while it's on sale.
So this is a catch-up event.
For the mid-low levels, for these kinds of units, absolutely catch up prices. Disruptors, 112,500 event XP. Hammers, the same, 112,500 XP. Dracons, get them if you can. Mm-hmm. Awesome unit. 180,000 event XP. Cyclops, I personally would focus more on the poly.
Mm-hmm.
That's just me. She's the better of the unit, and I don't know if the rest of you can attest, but one of her outdoes 3 of the others.
Agreed.
So
Agreed.
I'd rather just use her, take the damage, and repair her and move her again, rather than waste time building 6 Cyclopses and damaging them and waiting for all of them to repair on their own. Again, and also I'm living. Yeah, scrap and rebuild. I don't carry that much. I'm now focused on building up my storage of thorium, so that I can build heavier stuff, and especially with CC13 around the corner, get your thorium volts up and fillable so you can get max thorium, max metals, max oil, because who knows what the price is going to be on this thing.
And make sure you hide it. Just don't leave it there to be stolen.
That's right.
I will show how to do that after this.
Thank you.
You know, some of us are struggling. We need it.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. You know. But the thing is, it's not just a matter of being able to store a ridiculous amount of thorium. And I said this in a hangout previous. Having the ability that your thorium holds 100 million, it benefits you when some units cost 50 million thorium just to build one. So it's not so much that you like. If I right now I hold like 80 million. Okay. So if I wanted to build one, I can fill up and build one. Then I have to fill back up, the remainder so that I can build the second one for another 50 million. But as long as I have 100 million storage, I can load it up to 100 million, boom, boom, build two, in 4 seconds, and then fill it back up to 100 million and boom, boom, build the next two in 4 seconds, rather than build and then empty back out and build. And all that wasted clicking becomes obnoxious. So let me get back to where I was. We did the hammers, the Drakon, the Cyclops. Apollos, 112,500 of NXP. Furies, 70,000 of NXP. Hades, if you don't have anything else in your base, I have a friend in my sector who's just come back after a long hiatus, and he has a friend that likes to come by every once in a while with his Herald, and he doesn't have he doesn't have any real technicals. He has 2. So Hades.
That's all he needs.
Hades. Yep. Get the Hades and then get that tech form. So 80,000 of NXP. Get what you need.
Speaking of, has anybody figured out if the Achilles GS coming out of the rocket silos will hit or not?
Will hit what?
Hit what?
The Herald.
The Herald.
No, it won't.
No. They will not.
It's not a dedicated anti-air.
Right. It's not it has to be only dedicated anti-air.
Yeah, it's not a matter of it.
With that being said, it will hit the Siege Squadron now.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Wow.
The Hades is its own specific monster. Even when it's classed as a unique and you set a tech that is unique specific, if that tech is not air specific as well as, it doesn't matter. It won't touch it. If it is air and ground unique, it can't touch it. If it's air only, it'll hit it regardless whether it's unique. So it's always that simple specification. Whatever you're attacking a Herald with has to be specifically air only.
Yeah, because there's a tech for Seekers that allows it to target ground, and if you put that tech on, it no longer shoots at the Herald.
Right. Exactly. But it'll still maintain the ability to shoot at, Siege Squadron or yeah. So, but the Herald, it negates that ability.
So Hades is the only ticket.
Well, no, you can use the Hades. You can use the Hades. You can use the technicals with their rocket.
You can use the Seekers.
You can use the Seekers as long as you don't equip the ground tech.
Right.
If you leave them in their natural state where they only shoot at air, you're fine. It's like that, and it's the same thing. Like the Furies, people put, or not Furies, but the fairy guys. People put them on that's supposed to hit air, but if you have it, it won't work because they hit both ground and air. It's a weird thing. You have to be real cognizant of that one unit. Phalanx, 92,500 of NXP. Chaplains, 150,000 XP. Purifiers on sale, 140,000 XP. Still a great meat shield. Seekers, we're just discussing, 112,500 XP. I don't hold a lot of weight with them personally. I'd rather see, Hades, Phalanx, and technicals. Seekers just don't do it for me. But I know there are players that love them. Vindicator, 92,500 XP. Valiants are 70,000 XP. And now we're getting into some of the tech. You got the dog tags for 8,750 XP. Spiked collar for your war dogs at 8,750 XP. Arctic tires, it's Phalanx, I would assume. Or is it technicals? Arctic at one or the other. I don't know. 15,500 XP. Grip tires 15,500 XP. Siege armor is 56,000 event XP. Tactical armor is 56,000 XP. Deep treads 100,000 XP. Racing treads 100,000 XP. Heavy fuel 37,500. God damn it. Lightweight fuel 37,500 XP. Legendary mega tanks. Yay! Your PvP only unit. 75,000. Legendary laser 75,000. Legendary Hellfire, 75,000 for all you collectors out there.
I worked my ass off to get those. They came out. Damn.
Yeah. And you know how many? You know how many of those units I have? Exactly how many Kixey's given away for free.
Mm-hmm.
I have exactly one each. I have not bought any extra though.
I've never bought them in the event store. I just got them from when they gave them away. And now that they're 75,000 XP, if I was inclined, I would pick one up, but I'm
going to buy their tech.
I long for the days of the old Hellfire and Hellstorm battles. And be it.
I will say, look, the legendary legendary Hellfire. I have seen it being used in action. I've seen videos. I've seen it live in Hangouts with players. It is awesome. It is a great unit, and you can walk bases with it if if you have those old skill sets from the original Hellfires. But again,
I have a lot of fun with them.
I'm rusty with mine.
I'm saddened that it's a PvP only.
Yeah.
Me too.
I wish they had made it PvE only and you couldn't take it into a player base rather than PvP only and you can't use it in events or collecting res, because I think players would have I'm going to be honest, Kixeye, players would have jumped on getting these in events if they literally were only used for going out and getting resources and doing little mini shit, and they would have had a reduction in their repair to our PvP counterpart, PvE standard, regular counterpart units. If they were a really cool unit, you could go out and hit thorium bases with them because of the range on those things, they would have been fun as hell. And people would have collected a lot of them to build full platoons of them. Obviously, the space would have had to have changed as well because...
That's kind of my same about my complaint about the factions. I hate being limited, no matter what the scenario, what the play is. Limiting the amount of stuff you can use stinks. It pisses me off time and time again that I can't use what I got to go attack that. No, I got to use this.
Yeah, I agree. I see and I understand Kixeye's desire to have these Achilles heel systems in place. Our faction, choices. I'm Corpus. Somebody might be Sentinel. Having the bonus of sticking with units that are within your own specific assigned faction. I understand it. It does really kind of hurt that you might be very skilled with a phalanx and a friggin' Vindicator or something like that, and you can't put them together because it just negates everything. Like, you want Liberators and Burnside, but I
don't know. A very skilled player in this game told me one time when I was talking to him about it that it challenges you to use units you don't normally use. And that's why a lot of people don't like it. But if you can get out of that stigma and use the units, then it makes the bases easier.
Oh, I agree.
The counter to that is, what if you don't have that unit?
They're 5-second upgrades or 5-second builds.
Yeah, my only
some of that stash Thor.
My only thing is that I like to be able to accompany everything. I want to be able to build platoons of all different variations. If I want Liberators and Phalanx, and as my heavy tank, I want I want Ardra and friggin' hammers. If the hammers are putting out a splash, my Ardra's putting out a long shot that kills, and I want to use Liberators over here on the left-hand side. The fact that doing that by combining them, it completely fucks everything up. it becomes annoying because, again, my technique actually acquires me to use units I otherwise wouldn't use, and in a weird conglomeration amongst themselves, as opposed to just sending all liberators, just sending all acolytes, just sending all, in reality, I understand you're absolutely right, and I agree with what the other player says. It forces players to use certain units that they wouldn't even attempt to try to learn, so it gives you more skill sets, but at the same, it pigeonholes you to connect to one faction and only use those factions. And again, as another very skilled player once said, it makes Kixai is making us play the way they want us to play.
I agree with that.
They don't let us play the way we want to play. And now I will leave that to say this. It's not the way we as a mass want to play, but as we as individuals want to play. I don't like Furies. You guys, I'm sure, love them things. I like Valiants. They suck compared to Furies. But
the one that I would love to go for is if you do not
if you're neutral,
the neutral. Yeah. I should be able to use all my old stuff and be able to go not kick a faction base. I want to kick a regular base and still be competitive. Mm-hmm. If I'm a neutral, I don't care about any of that crap.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree. I agree. That neutrality shouldn't pigeonhole you back. And if you're neutral, again, going back to this event, there are those faction tracks, and it forces, at least now we're further along into it, that you have the menagerie of different units to use. You have an air unit in each one. You have a ground troop that's pretty decent in each one. So at this point, we do have, with the Generation 2 system, units that can do the same task in a different way for each track. When it first came out, obviously I bitched and whined when we had only one air, and it was the bone saw, and it didn't hold a candle to other air, but that's all we had to offer, and we were forced to use it and forced to get it and forced to build it because it was all we had as an option. But now that's
to comment on what you said about the Furies and the Valiants. It all depends on how you use them.
Yeah, but
against buildings, Furies are better. Against units, Valiants are better.
Yeah. I'm just sticking with just their weapon systems as a generality. It's a big difference firing rockets from a Valiant as opposed to the machine gunner style, barrage of bullets that the Furies give off.
Furies have rockets.
Well, they have a rocket, but the Furies have the wingmen. The Valiants don't.
The Furies have the wingmen. The Valiants don't, but the Valiants have rockets and a sustained fire gun.
And a sustained fire gun, yeah.
Yeah, but they're also slower than molasses too.
They also
which is why I don't really like the Valiants, because they're so slow.
Yeah, but they have better health.
True.
Again, you trade that off with the damage you got to repair over time.
It's
again, it's always these. There's a quid pro quo. You gain to lose. You lose to gain. So that is the unfortunate thing in all games that has to be understood. You're not going to get a unit. You should never get a unit that does everything, because then there's no reason to have any kind of skill or any other unit. Basically, if we had one button that we clicked, one missile that dropped into a base and destroyed the whole base, that's all everybody would do. We'll just build with missiles, event done, and it would be boring as shit. So
we did have that a long time ago.
I'm not talking about that. I know. I was thinking of it as I'm thinking it in my head. I'm like, I shouldn't be bringing this back up.
We had that.
PKs were the bomb. But
yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I was going to say we also had that with units when the Herald and the Jug first came out.
Yeah. Well, we sort of have that with the Herald now. That has become another typical strategy, is to equip that suicide tech on your Herald, knowing that bases now are a little bit stronger. With your hunter missiles, the technicals, etc., in the base in Hades, get it over that center, let it sit there and die. If you're willing to suffer the repair cost, or if you're a coiner, let it die.
Yeah.
It collapses. You at least get, a 1-star or close to.
Yeah, see, like that's the thing though, is now it costs you 16 hours repair time to do it. When the Herald first came out, it used to cost you like 3 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Now, I will say this: another thing that I'm looking forward to with CC13, the reevaluation of what kind of health that base is going to have, and this might be a good counter to that bullshit tactic. It might, you can suicide your Herald and get that ridiculous repair queue, but at the same time, it might not take the CC down. It might leave it with 1 sliver of health. So you still got to come back with something. That would be nice. Again, we're also going to see. They were talking about platforms, which would be nice. I mean, that replaces some of the bastions, or not bastions. What do we put on them? The
turrets.
Yeah, the turret mounts. Your absorption and all that shit. So I mean, hopefully we're going to be able to see something to scroll up to see something to stop it. I'm at the bottom if you haven't noticed. That's why I didn't scroll up, you silly bastard.
I added a couple
All right,
things.
quit being noobs.
You added something up at the top?
Just scroll up a little more and you'll see it. I just added some farther. Come on, you can do it.
Take care, GS.
God dang it.
All the way up. I added some numbers for event XP totals.
Yes. Okay. So, well, let me go back and finish this up. The last 6 or 7 items. So we got the legendary Hellfires at. Let's go back here. All right. So legendary tank 75,000. LMT component bundle is 62,500. LMT components are 12,500 a piece. LLT component, the legendary laser tank. If you haven't got it. Legendary Mega Tank, Legendary Laser Tank component bundle, 50,000. Legendary Laser Tank components are 12,500 each. The Legendary Hellfire component bundle is going to be 50,000, and the individuals are going to be 12,500 each. The Weapons Lab is in there for 300,000 event XP. Night Howls, still a useful unit, 70,000 event XP. Chemicals, silicon, or cores, good to have. Especially for putting in that orbital hammer during the event for the defense waves. If you use up your shit during the event and you want to, I don't know, you got leftover XP and you just want to piss it away, but you want to have enough or top off so you can build your anti-missile bastion before, jump starts back up again. They're 50,000 event XP each. Now we'll jump back up to the top. So, event XP numbers.
I'm relatively sure these are right. If you would like to change them for those out there who are perfectionists.
All right. Well,
I think they're in the
I know the first numbers. I know the first numbers correct, and I can tell you what with the 10% boost it'll rise to. So you do 1 full clear of the event. That's all the attacks, all the defenses, and 1 of the faction waves, be it Corpus, Sentinel, or Survivor. And that's going to be a total of 1,165,000 XP. If you're running your boost, the 10% boost, not the fucking 5-hour one, but the actual 5-day one, it's going to jack that up to 1,281,500 event XP. So just over 1.2 million with the boost, and just over 1.15 million without. The waves without defense, I will take you by your word because I'm not going to sit there and run it through my head, is 1,022,000. Up to the event 60 base, including defense, is merely just over 500,000 at 510,000. And that'll let you know at least what you're looking at if you wanted to buy a Hornet or a Yellow Jacket or the other units up there for over 1 million XP each.
So it would take 3 run-throughs with just going up to the 60 and all the defense waves to get 1 hero.
Yep. That's grindish, to say the least. And again, a player doing that is probably a player who's going to take a lot of damage with each one of those run-throughs. So you might only get that 1 hero if it takes you all 5 days, or it takes you 4 of the 5 days, with your repairs. If you're not going to coin it. whatever. Up to the event 60 base without defense is only 447,500. Yep. So that would be 4 run-throughs to give you 1.6, and that would give you a max or a poly or a burnside. Just saying. And that's if, of course, that's regarding that they can allow you to reject doing the defenses to
and that there's not one hit bases before the 60.
Yeah. So, yeah. And I went back so I can show you. We did the components, the chemicals, etc. Our sector goal is the Omega Blackout base returns for the final time. You can win between 2 to 7 Omega Blackout parts or 4 million thorium per win, and it's going to be random number generator. New content. We have drone command unit for the Blackout, and this is a cool thing. It goes in the drone slot, and its functionality is it increases your drone projectile velocity. Now, you got to understand this. So for the first 3 upgrades, it does not. On the 4th upgrade in the path, it'll increase your drone projectile velocity by 25. On the 5th, it increases it 50. And then finally, 100%. And the reason the first 3 don't do anything is it also has the functionality to increase the number of drones deployed by a count of 1, 2, and 3 in the first upgrade tier sections. So you might not get any more velocity, but you will be getting an extra drone or an extra 2 drones or an extra third drone. And then in the subsequents, it'll go 4, 5, 6. So upgrade 1 is 1, upgrade 2 is 2, upgrade 3 is 3, upgrade 4 is 25% increased velocity of projectile and 4 drones. Upgrade 5 is 50% increase in velocity and 5 drones, and upgrade 6 is 100% increase in velocity and the 6 drone count. And there is your trophy, and it looks like the goddamn Terminator lost his hand and turned it into an armchair or a rocking chair. That's the
trophy?
That's your trophy. It's not the
best. I like the one Pascal did much, much better. I need to figure out how to put that on my base.
It's not, I'll tell you what, it's not the worst looking trophy. It's not the best looking trophy, but, and I will say this because this came from that heart trophy, if it is represented that gray behind in between each one of those finger components, I'm assuming you can see through it. So it's not looking like it's, similar to the heart trophy, it's not looking like a trophy you can hide much behind because it'll be translucent, transparent.
Why is it always got to be purple?
Thorium.
Because it's my favorite color. So shush.
It's not purple. It's pink. It's pink.
It's purple. It's purple. It looks pink to drunk
people,
but it's purple.
It's a pinkish purple. I would wear that color, perhaps.
It's crack.
It's crack.
We call it
purple.
It's
purple crack. We've called thorium purple crack since the day it started.
So there you go. And now I will stop sharing and not terminate.
I agree with you, Animal. It would be cool if it was animated so that the hand would open and close. That would be very cool animation.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know yet. Wait, maybe it'll go through
the fingers like span out.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Maybe they will tinker down and up. Who knows?
Somebody
at this point.
Share me.
All right, let me get over to that window. The great.
And I will go, and I'm going to go full screen so everybody can see. So, let me know. So this is for everybody out there that does not know how to hide their res or to store their res. Granted, my armory is maxed, but that's besides the point.
Well, I'm waiting for it to catch up on YouTube. I'm watching my TV, and nothing's happened yet. It's still showing the Unshackled.
Yeah, it is.
Let me make sure I'm not.
Unclick yourself.
I am unclicked. I'm clicked on you.
Okay. Is Lady clicked on me?
No, Lady's clicked nothing. Okay. All Lady did was start the hangout, so shush.
You are clicked. You are presenting to everyone, and it is not presenting you for whatever bloody fucking reason.
Let's see here. Hang on.
Yeah, it's not on YouTube.
Are you clicked on yourself? Are you presenting to everyone?
Yeah, I'm screen sharing. It says I'm presenting to everyone, so let's check YouTube.
I'm looking at my TV and I just see my Unshackled thing.
It's still clicked on you. Click on me, both of you.
I see a base.
Yeah, well, you see the base.
All I see is
All right, now I'm clicking on myself. Now I'm not clicking on myself. I have already stopped screen sharing. I will go over here and I will fucking close that and shrink that. I will not hit stop.
Yeah, don't hit stop.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that twice. I'm going to click on you. You're white. I'm going to stop presenting you, and then I'm going to present to everyone.
Oh no!
Click David. I don't know, David. It's not doing that telescopic bullshit again.
All right, I click David. How's that?
Let's see.
Let's see if it comes up that time. Because I noticed, Venom, you were clicking him and it wasn't highlighting him, but I was able to.
There we go. Now it shows.
All right.
There we go.
So let me go full screen so everybody can see. Where the hell is it?
Thank you for putting up with yet another disastrous episode.
I still have some res here, but
there you go.
There we go. Now I can see it. I had to refresh my YouTube for me to see it.
I love you, Pascal. I needed that.
Now remember what we did.
So with that being said, as you can see, I have ultra tanks. They are a 5-day build. So technically, I don't have to worry about this for the next, 4 months?
At least. How many?
So I've got
David?
I've got 6 caretakers sitting here waiting to build. That's 50 million Thor a pop.
Wow.
Here's 6 phalanx ready to build. That's 35 million Thor a pop. Now, so if I want to store,
why in the world do you have that? What is it? Which is the flame tank? Torch?
It's
Scorcher.
Scorcher. Yeah.
Or Scorcher, one of the two. Yeah.
It's 40 million a pop and 187 storage space.
I don't even have that much room to put all that in there.
I was gonna say the only problem with this system is you have to have the available capacity.
Right. That's the only problem
in the build. Yeah.
That is the only problem with the lower levels. Yes, it would be viable because you don't have as many units as we do. So with that being said, as you can see, I mean, I've got 13 Hades built. A lot of this stuff is in storage. But, I mean, here's basically what I keep out at all times. So, now, for those of you that might not have the storage capacity here in your war factory, I guarantee you have it in your airfield. So here's another example. Thunderstorms. They're a day and a half, I think, 2-day build.
Don't ask me, David.
They're a 2-day build for the level 30s. You got 2 days, 4 hours, for that. Here's 15 built, and then you got the new wing drones at 40 million a pop. So I mean, if you got the new wing drones, that's where they come in handy for like storage, because they're only 120, I think. So
something like that.
Yeah, so they're only 120. Now, of course, it's all filled, maxed out, but as I need res, cancel the build. Boom, canceled. I've got 31.
Cancel, wait, maybe refresh, depending. They fixed a lot of that now, so people are getting their res back. At least they're not losing it as they used to.
Right. I mean, I may have to go out here now and go hit a res base, but nope, there it goes. So here.
Yeah, I usually have to hit a 30 or a 35 to.
You can hit a 5.
Sometimes it doesn't pop back. Sometimes it doesn't.
So now, with that being said, everybody, you still have about 16, little over 16 hours. Go get you some res. Go get you some Thor. Plata Phalanx works wonders in the 65s. So that way, and store it. Don't just leave it sitting out there.
That gets back to my original point. Just don't leave it sitting there. Yeah. Use it on something that'll take 3, 4, 5 days to build, and that way you don't lose it to an attack.
Exactly. And what
I keep mine stored that way. I think I have like 200 million in Thor stored just
a lot of these
for that very reason.
What a lot of these guys are doing is they're looking for the bases with over 20 million Thor in them or more. Mm-hmm. 50 million Thor, and that's what they're going for. They're going for your Thor. They're not going for some of them are going for your infamy, but a lot of them are going for your Thor.
Guilty is charged.
So I mean, it's another deterrent on top of having defenders in your base. But
I mean, a 40 base is usually easier than a 65 anyway.
I feel sad because when I hit people, I just hit people because I want to hit people.
You know,
I don't even think
you know
about
what,
the
Then
story
I'm the
or-
same way. I don't scan a base to see how much resin Thor they have. I scan a base to see what's on there and what I need to bring to level them. I don't care about that. I can gather my own resin Thor.
Yeah.
I
Actually,
don't need to hit somebody's base for it.
so with that 16 hours, people out there, don't be begging for stuff the day of the event, the second day of the event. Say, hey, can somebody open me a 65? Can somebody open me an 80? Whatever, you know.
This
Get
is
it
something you
now.
should have had. Yeah, this is
Get
definitely
it.
something you should have ahead of schedule.
You get it now.
You push it in.
Yep,
Get
get
it
it and store it, and
Lord,
you'll have it.
Right here.
it's in.
Stop it.
Oh God.
So, what other prep things you guys have for tomorrow's event to give everybody? I mean, you can always rehash the same old, same old. Obviously, David, right on cue. I mean, you got to get out there. You should be doing that tonight before you go to bed, or for those on the other side of the world before or after lunchtime. Get some resources stored up. Get your missiles built.
Another biggie. Pull your minds in.
Pull your mines in for the early waves of the defense. You're not going to use them up so soon. I also suggest, although jumps have been disconnected, so I hope you're already in the sector that you chose. If not, and you're in a sector that's a war sector, don't go to sleep tonight with defense tunes. Suck all that stuff up. If they're going to hit you, let them hit you. At least the only thing you've got is your hour buildings repair. And then you have those units to go into the event with. Otherwise, you could get hit tonight and wind up tomorrow ready to start the event, and you've got 8-hour repair. So there goes half your event.
Let
At
me
least.
just throw it out there. Jumps are still open.
Oh shit.
So
I
there
think
you go.
I'll
Keep
leave
on
my base.
guard.
I think I'll leave my base plat in for a little bit. I thought they were supposed to close earlier today. I was told
Yeah, I thought it was-
that like 15 minutes later they were supposed to close, and this was even before maintenance happened.
I thought they would have closed during the maintenance. I
Yeah.
was not aware.
Well,
Well, maybe it'll be midnight tonight. That's happened.
Yeah. Hunter's got a couple of good ideas. Make sure that you've got your mercs built if you like to use those. Do a Tesla or an orbital hammer. Have those built too.
Yep,
Or
the
start
Tesla and the
building.
orbital ham. I'm SOL on that one. I'm SOL and JWF. If you know what that means, kudos. Because I already have an anti-missile bastion built. Sorry, and I'm not going to scrap it for the fucking Tesla coil or the orbital hammer.
Yeah, I don't have anything built. I gotta go farming before I go to bed. Oops.
I really wish you could build two. I really wish. you could
Yeah,
build,
me too.
Hold one to the side, but I mean, there was when they first came out with the building, there was that moment where you could actually have one building and one completed, and if you caught it just at the right cue, I know I remember seeing people with like an orbital hammer and these were like level 1 orbital hammer and a level 2 Tesla, long before the anti-missile bastion came out.
Yeah.
But that was okay because you could switch. You could drop your level 2 Tesla in, and then if you had to, you could immediately scrap it and put the orbital hammer in its place. You had it sitting there in reserve, but now it's one at a time, and it kind of does suck.
Yeah, and if you didn't get phase 3 of Shadow Ops complete, I think you're out of luck on that. Or you might have till midnight tonight, perhaps. I don't know. I've already done mine, so I can't tell.
I'll hit my repeat button. It says 6 hours 17 minutes for me.
Okay.
So yes.
Thank you.
So you have till midnight Pacific Standard Time.
Yeah.
So 3 a.m. for those of you on the East Coast, and don't ask me for anybody else because I'm not calculating all that stuff.
Yeah.
Where is my jug? There it is.
Oh, that's right. It's 45. Yeah. 3.
Yes, William. Do put your PowerPoints on overdrive during defensive waves. That's a good idea too.
Absolutely.
Let's see what else we got.
Put all your outbuildings out.
Stash all
during
your
the phase
trophies.
Stash your trophies prevents the lag. Turn off your animations.
That's
You don't really need. Yep, you don't need to see all the crash, boom, and bam.
Yeah.
I'll turn off
Use
all
your ops when possible.
I leave my trophies in, but my animation is off. I've never turned it back on since 2 events ago, or whenever they finally instituted us being able to turn it off. I've had it off since then.
Yeah, and I hope people understand. I just want to let. I know this is probably saying something that's obvious, and I'm going to look like an idiot. But for those that don't understand, when you turn off your animations, that only affects your visualization, not a player. So, for example, if David has his animations turned off, when I go to view his base or I go to attack his animations are still running, provided mine are on. If my animations are off, when I go into his base, his shit won't be moving. So you have to keep that in mind. The animations system affects your visualization more so than your opponent's. But as a defensive player, turn them off. It helps with the lag issues and the disconnects that you might get from that. And certainly it helps with the loss of units from lag when you can't get your shit to move because of your animations running.
For those that don't know how to do it, the little cog up over here in the upper right-hand corner, if you click on that, you can turn off all this stuff. Just turn it all off. And it greatly reduces your lag. So now you can have trophies, animations turned off. When you're outside of your base, you can have them on. Explosions, honestly, I don't give a shit about that. But
you know something that annoys the hell out of me? I draw those bars over all the way to 0 for the sound effects, the music, and the voices. And then, I'll do something or it'll crash or whatever, and it comes back on, and then the sound's running again. I wish that was also, you could draw it over to the negative and then X out that negative thing and lock it in the off position, because the 2 boxes at the top right don't permanently don't permanently turn off the audio, and even running those bars down doesn't always permanently turn off the audio. It becomes very obnoxious.
Yeah, and I think that varies by player, because like I put my bases on Kixeye only, and I have all that stuff off and it never comes on. But now I do have a mini attached to my Facebook account, and every third time I log into that, there's all the music back, and I'm like, what the hell? I turned it all off. I have all that stuff off. I think it just, I don't know if there's any rhyme or reason to it, because it's not every time I go in it, but once or twice a month, whenever I log on it, there it is. There's the music. I have to turn it all off again.
Yeah.
Now, Sam out in YouTube asked, what's a good building upgrade to maybe do during the event? He's a level 44, so.
With me, I do platforms in the back.
You do platform. See, I've anytime there's an event running, anything defensive or offensive, I don't touch. The things that I upgrade, I would upgrade metal storage, oil storage, thorium storage, thorium pump.
I've always done something in the back that's not going to be really, because during the event they're always coming in from the bottom. The 6 o'clock, the 4 o'clock, 8 o'clock. So doing a platform in the back, it's a nothing.
Yeah, War Machine Armory is a good idea. I have 1 level left on my workshop. I can't do replication because it's not maxed. And I think I'm going to do mine last level, knowing because of we know there's a level 13 coming, and some replication stuff's going to change. I think that's what I'm going to do. I believe it's 5 or 7 day upgrade.
Yeah,
so that's what I plan on doing.
It's a 7 day.
Do like right now, I mean, at level 44, your platforms are probably semi-maxed. You probably got the 1.5 to 2 day level left. Your armory's probably not maxed, or your workshop's not maxed. Then yes, do those. Do your armory. Do your defense lab. Do your workshop. Do something that is non-essential in your base defense.
Hangars.
Yeah, I was going to say you could do airfield and helipads. There you go. That's a good one.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of different things you can do that won't affect your ability to defend or build whatever during the event. It's all really a matter of preference, I think.
Yeah, I try, like I said, I try to do things that are not offensive or defensively, against me. But at the same time, at the end of the event, it's a bonus. So,
Right.
metal storage. Now I have more metal I can use for building the units that I'm earning. And now, for me now, it's not as big a deal. But for a lower player, obviously, trying to build, a poly or whatever, you want to get your thorium vaults up. The helipads and stuff, you want the ability to put in the Furies that you've unlocked. So you want to be able to have the space when it's all said and done to add them to your arsenal. Those kinds of things. Think in the long end at the end of the event. If you're,
God damn it, Pascal.
if you're in it to win a whole bunch of stuff,
Damn.
you want to make sure at the end you can play with them.
Yeah, like I said, it's all really a matter. There's not really one thing. It's a matter of
Oh, there is one thing. It's your CC because you don't have to worry about jumping during.
That is true. Yeah.
right. If
during the
you
event.
have a level of CC upgrade, I would definitely do that. I
Yep.
would not hesitate to do
You're
that
not
at all.
in a 12-day one.
The only thing about the CC is it'll kill that CC gun.
Pascal,
True.
'Cause
Yeah.
that's so much damage output. Let me just tell you.
Hey, for a lower level, no offense, but for a lower level, every little bit helps. Every little bit helps. If that
Oh, wait a
gun,
minute, who's-
that gun can
hold on.
kill one stinking unit coming in on a defensive wave, that's one unit dead. That's not killing your actual defense tune. And that's how I look at it. If that gun has to suffer and all it barely does is kill, 2 Furies or one Hades or whatever, or it kills, 3 of the technicals coming in with depending on what your unit you're using on your base defense turret, flood or storm. That's better than me losing a phalanx.
Pascal's hitting me. No fair,
I'm-
Pascal.
I know.
It's no fair because he's not showing.
All right.
All dead.
No, I am.
Oh,
And
you're
I can't share because I'm at full screen because I'm waiting for him to get done.
As a backup, I always recommend the Def Lab. That's one that you just gotta upgrade. It sucks, pardon my language.
Yeah.
But if nothing else, push the Def Lab.
That definitely agree. I have one left on mine, one defensive lab upgrade. So that's something I got to jump on. So yeah, I definitely agree with that. Amongst a million other things that I got to jump on getting up.
Oh,
Oh, I
Pascal's,
know. Me too.
Pascal's got me. God damn it.
Uh-oh.
I lost all my technicals.
No.
I lost my testicles.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yep, it's all right.
Comes the hot dog.
Yep, here comes.
Oh,
Oh, a double banger.
NBC squadron. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't know if this.
And here comes the. Yeah,
Why
you're
let the air have-
oh yeah,
why
you're
let
done
the-
now.
Say
Why
goodnight,
let the
guys.
air have all the fun?
That's it.
Can you say toast?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was toasting the minute he deployed his. Minute he deployed the Herald after I lost everything. So.
That sucks.
What is in your towers? I would make sure I stay highlighted so as soon as I get my Drakens out of those bunkers or towers,
Well, they're
I'd
gone.
focus. They're all gone now, but I was going to say I'd focus them on on killing something.
Yeah, they're gone now. But
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
it was a little
I just
costly
hope
there,
my pal, he
Pascal.
doesn't
Though.
come visit me while he's at it.
all this is because he mentioned that the jump's open.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right back out.
and David's showing all that stuff he has in reserve, but that doesn't matter because you can't get to it.
Nope.
I tried to tell him, like, you're not going to get any of that.
Nope. Pascal's not going to get any of it. If he would have told me,
You're going to get a little bit.
he's going to get a little bit what I had left out. So
It just sucks that, again, there's a word to the wise. Pull in your base defense until the jumps are locked down. Now you're out your technicals that have to repair overnight.
Yep.
Oh.
One of the ones that I wish they would go back to is
by the morning.
once you jump in a sector, you're stuck there for 7 days.
Yeah. Yeah, there was pros and cons to it. I mean, I love the ability to jump around. I'm not disheartened by the guys that come in, attack 5 or 6 bases, and then leave. I know a lot of people have.
No. Hold on. No, Pascal. No.
He's gonna hit
Hold
you.
on, I gotta snipe me a Oh shit! I can't snipe this plat without losing all my air.
Do it for the viewers.
Remember,
Alex. Okay, he retreated. Let's see if he's going to bring me another one.
Pascal's units are like touching Scooby's units.
Oh yeah, it's like dead.
Don't just snipe Pascal.
I don't want to know what Pascal lost in my day, honestly. And
he lost about 12 Ravengers.
Sorry, I had a feeling he was going to come this way because I'm just down from David.
And he had It's Electric on and hookers. Pascal. Ouch. But this is all probably in PvP, so he lost 7 Onis, his Omega Phantom, Omega War Rig, Roland, and 12 technicals and 8 detonators.
All right. Speaking of,
okay.
Back to event while we're waiting to see how bad he treats Lady.
No, Lady sniped him and he retreated his plat. I was that fast. I couldn't kill it because without losing all my air, and I'm not that stupid the day before the event, so he retreated. I was just gonna hold him with a buggy all damn day.
See that? Hey, look at that! I was on. Look at that, Pascal. I lost my war rig, 12 techs,
and Phantom.
Oh, wait a minute!
And Phantom, David says. Yeah, but the Phantom, I'm sure, wasn't full health to begin with.
Oh, I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Pascal will bubble me regardless. He'll bubble anybody regardless.
All right.
So
what? Obviously, it's electric. Good op to have in prep for this event. What else you got on? You think slow-mo might be useful for the lower level players?
Yes, slow-mo and attacks will be useful.
Mm-hmm. So there you go. There's two options for spec ops for your offensive arsenal in the event.
And
if you've got time and you've got medals, go sort them out. You got space. I don't have space. So okay.
And Iron asked about the defense lab bonus. And I'm sorry, I'm not looking at YouTube because I had to snipe somebody else. Oh, Jesus. It's that kind of a day. The defense lab bonus.
If the defense lab is upgrading, he's asking if the bonus is lost during the upgrade.
I would speculate yes, considering when you upgrade your, let's say, a platform, whether it be a standard or a heavy, that unit no longer fires. Same as your CC. Anything that you have on top of your CC, whether it be the Blitz, the Flood, or the Storm, will not fire while it's upgrading.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
same thing with turrets.
Yep. The only gotcha that I know of, is the bonus level. At least according to the wiki, the last few levels of the upgrades are undefined. It's like you get it at 21, and then through 25 through 30, it doesn't appear, at least according to the wiki, that you get extra bonus.
Yeah, Troy, unfortunately, was left in the loop of a lot of things that had altered in the game when they redid everything. I mean, you got to understand that they re-evaluated a lot of things, and
so
Troy was already between his real life things and trying to keep the wiki going, and lack of information that we all as a community had from Kitsai. He lost touch on a lot of the math, and then when they added the extra power plant and they added all this other stuff, it threw everything off. So a lot of stuff is still looking for information.
According to the defense lab, when you bring it up, it is at max. You get 20% less damage in combat.
In combat, yeah. But if you ever go onto the wiki and you see something that you have absolute, definitive, provable, factual information on, and you can get in contact, help Troy out.
Message him.
message him. He's now a Kixeye moderator, so you'll have the ability to go on the forums, message him politely, give him the information with corroborating screenshots if possible, to help him complete and build that wiki for us as a community. It's one of the things I would have loved to see Troy on one of our shows. I'm very, very pleased and happy. I can't be more happy to see him in that position. He's a knowledgeable player. He's not one of these jackasses like me that would go in there and not know what the fuck I'm talking about, and then have to moderate questions on the forums and just be like, you're an asshole, and then bam, and then I get fired. He actually knows what he's talking about. Now he knows what he's talking about. He's been in this. He's got more passion for the game than most of the other players that I've known, myself included. So I give him a whole hell of a lot of respect. I still owe him another flat because actually I don't owe him a flat. I owe the person that protected him a flat, but I can understand.
Oh.
Yeah, help him out if all possible. If you can contact him directly, contact him on the wiki, or contact him via polite PMs from the forums, and get him any information that you have that might be missing that you notice when you view his wiki, because that benefits everybody. Again,
I have done that several times, and I mean, he even gave me permission at one point to go into the code and do it myself, but I'm letting him take care of that. Okay, here's the facts, here's the pictures. I'll let you do it. I don't want to go in there and screw something up.
Yeah, it's better if you let him mess around. I mean, he'll give you moderate controls to add things. He always goes back and edits it and makes sure that that's right. But yeah, if you screw up the JPEG or image or whatever, and it gets all hokey. Yeah, that's never
I don't
fun.
want to be the one known for screwing up the wiki.
That would be a sticky wiki.
Yeah, oh, worse than that.
He'd be gumming up the works with a sticky wiki.
If you accidentally end broadcast and the wiki no longer exists.
Hey, only me and Anton. And thank you, Anton, for fucking up and ending the show. It made me feel a little less bad. But yeah. And the only thing is he did it at the very end. He basically cut the shout out short. I cut the fucking show in half.
Oh,
yeah.
it's so funny.
All right. Okay. So Slim,
I got one thing to say to Pascal.
Yeah.
On his base. Wow.
Pascal's a little busy right now.
I am not touching his base with a 10-foot pole.
Oh hell no! His base is insane.
Yes, I want his base, but I can't because I don't have any of the shit he's got. But Slim, would you like to touch on that topic at all, the teaser, or no?
Keep an eye out on the Unshackled page for an event that we are planning for Saturday the 10th, right after the PvP reset. That's all.
There you go. It's a good teaser. You're gonna start seeing some photos and things pop up, and Anton and our own Slim Shady have a great idea coming down for some fun, and it's most probably going to happen the second Saturday in March. So we're going to complete our events, get all that shit out of the way, get the reset of the Infamy season out of the way, and then there's going to be some fun around the corner.
Can I give him a teaser for the picture for tomorrow?
Yeah, you can. You can, art director.
Let me screen share again.
Oh, you're not going to screen share that, are you, David?
Should I screen share it?
Go ahead. Go ahead. Show it.
Oh, God.
Flash them.
Flash them? Okay.
Ladies, cover your eyes.
Let me find it.
No.
Well, if you gotta find it, then you can't flash it.
I can flash it. Hang on. It takes a second.
You're up.
There's that one, and
there it is. Yeah. I love how he goes into my. Yes. was to my fucking PDF.
Well, yours
I don't know
is the
why he just
easiest
didn't
one.
open the one that he sent to me. It was right there.
I don't know. I don't know.
That looks pretty cool.
Oh, that's
There-
not what I thought you were going to show. That's
No,
cool,
I
though.
cannot.
I like that.
I cannot show
I thought
the
you were going to show
trophy.
the other thing.
I was gonna say the only thing is I wish we had the trophy thing earlier because that would have been better than that. Is it Vindicator or whatever in the middle?
Yeah,
But
well,
it is what I like it.
It-
I
it
think the colors are fine.
so that is our road to hell.
Yep.
Oh.
Nice job, David. Nice job.
You will when you see that pop up on the pages tomorrow. Look there. You'll have the link for the show tomorrow afternoon when we run our live event show. David will hopefully have stuff repaired, and when he's done work,
It'll all
he
be
will,
repaired by tomorrow.
yeah, they'll be able to join in. I am asking politely anybody who feels like from our standard boiler date want to help out. It's always appreciated. We'll see what happens. And is there anything anybody else wants to discuss, or are we going to call this a nice little night? We've touched on all the updates. There's not a whole lot to talk about.
We could shout out to the Alliance. What was it? The Warpaint thing.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the winner of the what you call it?
Yes, the winner of the competition has been selected.
Yeah, that's
I
actually
will
really
give-
cool.
I will give Rim that. That is one hell of a picture they did there.
Where is
Do we have the picture of it?
I can get it.
It's
I
on the
got
Alliance
it.
banner contest
Here,
results.
give me control.
Okay. Lady, you do realize.
Oh, I can control myself. What am I doing?
Yeah.
Well, hey, I'm new at this, so shush.
Yeah.
All right.
Ay, ay, ay.
In the meantime, I just wanted to bring up one thing during the main track that they give that unlocks each of the faction tracks.
Oops. Let me know if you can see it. I think I did it right.
I'm
There
just
you go.
shocked that we don't get any prize for completing that level. We just get the unlock for the faction track, which I give. It should be just an automatic thing.
Go
But there
back,
should be-
lady. Go back. There you go. Now you're showing.
Yeah, I
Okay.
got it.
All right. Now
I
I'm
got it.
presenting. Okay. There it is. That is the winner. And it actually is pretty cool.
And I think that will make an interesting war paint. I think they can do it easily.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I don't know. Well, yeah, I mean, it's gonna be the image duplicated multiple times over, or do you think they would basically look at a downward view and then wrap it so like the white wings would be down the sides of the vehicle, and then the hood would be the crest and the chest plate.
Interesting.
who knows? Who knows? We'll have to see.
Yeah. I don't know. But it's very cool. It is very, very
cool.
cool.
I honestly, I was tinkering around. I made a few myself, but I never even put them up. I didn't care. And by the time I felt honestly willing to put them up, it had already stopped. It was like the afternoon after. I was like,
Mine,
All right.
the one I did for War Commander Unshackled would have been kind of hard for Kickside to do. So
yeah, I
True.
mean, it was
True.
There never would have been able to have the animated rain, which would have been hard. And the colors were very. I'm not disrespecting, but the colors were very dark, so a lot of stuff would blend in corners and edges and shadow things. So that was the big thing. And I think the reason Rim really worked out well is it does have lighter tones. So you can, wherever they put it, you can have like angles and shadows that aren't going to be affected by the color. Where it just, you can actually see the edge of or the corner of a vehicle rather than it looking like just a solid black, straight square. So yeah, no, it was good job by them. Much appreciated. Alrighty. Well, with that, as we start to fall asleep here, sitting by our computers, I know I apologize. I mean, I don't like doing long shows. Obviously, tomorrow we have a full event show, so that's going to be a long show. So we're going to do our shout outs a little bit differently. We're going to have David go last. So we're going to start with you, Dijer. Would you please give your...
I would like to give a shout out to the panel. We did a good show, even though it's a little short. Still good. to all those in YouTube land, either now and or later viewing this, we thank you. To Skipjack, I'm still pissed at Kickside for doing what they did to you. We love you, lady. And to my clan in 108, Hell's Knights, we love you. See you, bye.
Thank you, Deezer. Rambo.
Yeah, shout out to the panel, of course, in YouTube land. Thanks for showing up. Hope we can answer more questions in the future, and hope we answered everything you needed to know tonight. And that's pretty much it.
Nice. The real Slim Shady.
Shout out to the panel and the people who come out and listen to my annoying ass. I'll make sure I get the link to the Operation Road to Hell prize list up on the thing if anybody wants to use it or edit it or whatever. I don't really care.
Or edit it. Yeah, everything's a million XP.
Sure, I don't care. And shout out to Rav.
All right, thank you very much, lovely Lady Warrior.
Oh, shout out to everybody out there in YouTube land. Shout out there to the panel. Everybody, I appreciate everybody coming out and hanging out with us. Hopefully I'll be around for a little bit of the event show tomorrow. It just depends on how work is. Shout out to Pascal for giving us a little bit of fun live on the show. That was great. And shout out to 16. Thanks for having me around, and I appreciate that. That's it.
All right. I just want to say Godscope had to leave. He got a fire call, so he had to run. But thank you for showing up on the show. Hope you do well in the event when you get back in. And I just want to appreciate everything you do and all the tips and tricks that you've helped us learn over the years and over the game time. I like what he said about the legendary mega tanks, but I'm not going to repeat that because he said not to. I want to shout out to everybody out there in YouTube land and the community. Again, Pascal for being interactive with us tonight on the show. I love you, brother. I love this is a family, and we like to banter and we like to have fun. And when you guys out there in YouTube interact with us here on the show, I mean, that's what this is all about. Your voice matters just as much as a couple of guys that are up here occasionally. And we want to hear more of your random voices on this show. So when you can, if you have a mic and you can get on, as long as you're above board and honorable, we want to hear your opinions and we want to discuss topics with all types of players, not just the PvPer, not just the farmer, not the turtle. We want them all. So, it's a different type of show now. So we're going to be a family-oriented show. Beyond that, I got a shout out to our own Fa. Down in there, again, is the link to help out with any helpful donations to finish capping off his aid for his ailment and help with his expenses. I want to make sure that he's covered and all his little bills are paid off. So that's one less headache and a lot less stress, because at this point, he doesn't need it. He doesn't need the stress. He needs a little bit of a break. He needs to be able to relax and let medicine do its work.
Yep.
And for that, I really implore anybody who can give any little thing, help the man out. We do the same for you in your time. So that's what we're all about here as a family and a community. With that, I appreciate everybody that came on tonight's show, helped out with the screen sharing, and kept me thinking and discussing this event. And I wish everybody the best. I hope any of the tips that we've discussed helped you in the event, and hope to see you tomorrow when I run the event. And David, I give you the floor.
Thank you so much. Well said there, Venom. Like you said, this show is about helping the community for the community. We are the community. With that being said, I recently got diagnosed with the trifecta. For those that don't know, that is high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and diabetes all at one shot. So, had a little scare this morning.
You know, being lightheaded, dizzy, and really bad sweats. I ended up in the ER for the past 6 hours this morning. Everything turned out okay. My blood pressure was fine. My EKG was fine for those that are wondering. Blood sugar was a little low. I was a little dehydrated, so that was my scare. With that being said, everybody, live each day to the fullest. Live it one day at a time. Don't take anything for granted. This is a game. This is a pixel game. Don't take it too seriously. Try not to bring friends in. Don't try not to bring family, religion, race, any of that into the game, even though it is. I'm not sure if it was talked about, but recently somebody was banned for that for 2 days. Um, People take this game way too seriously, and it's just a game. We all have fun. We are family, for Christ's sakes. None of us have ever met. Some of us have never met each other. Some of us have. Like I said, live each day to the fullest. Don't ever take a day for granted. Say hi to your loved ones. Give them love. Give them hugs. Give them kisses. Give them something. Give your friends something. Just say hi, every once in a blue moon. Check up on them. See how they're doing. With that being said, I want to thank everybody out on the panel for showing up, putting on the show. Lady, you're doing an awesome job. Venom, you did an awesome job. Slim, one heck of a job on the spreadsheet. Everybody out there in YouTube land for watching, and all those that will watch it later. Have a good night.